All right, we'll get started. Welcome to the Landscape Ontario Awards of Excellence information session. We will have some time for Q&A throughout the session. So if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A section located at the bottom of your screen. You can also use the chat to speak with me as well as other attendees. So don't mind me if I'm just staring at the chat there. Just to give you an overall view of the awards, I see some names on here that I've recognized from entering awards in the past. So it is an annual program that LO puts on for members only. And it runs from July 1st to October 1st of every year is the entry period. So it's opening this Thursday. And after the entry program closes in October, we use the next few months to do judging. Obviously, the construction program is a well-entered program, so that takes a while to judge all of the wonderful projects that come in. Following the judging, we do the Awards of Excellence ceremony. Normally, this is held at Congress on the Tuesday night. For this year, we're going virtual for one more year just because of COVID. So the award ceremony will be virtual on February 3rd, 2022. So what we're going to do here is just go over the awards program categories. We did have some feedback, as we do every year, on some ways to improve. We also want to keep the awards program relevant and everything like that. So we made a committee and we reviewed all of the program categories, and we wanted to take the feedback that we received. There was two main points of feedback that we really wanted to address this year. One of them was, I have all these great projects. I don't know where to enter them. I don't know what categories to enter them. Some of the questions were, I have this project, but only one portion of it I think is award worthy. How do I enter something like that? So we'll go through that as we go through the categories. One of the other questions was, it seems like the awards is all hardscape. What happened to softscape? Why isn't there more projects that aren't just big, massive hardscape projects? And we are welcoming both projects. Hardscape and softscape both have their place in landscapes. Obviously, there are a lot of customers out there that just want hardscape. They don't want softscape, but we would like to see a variety, and we would like to include both. So I'll explain how we've incorporated that part into the awards program, or had a larger focus on that. So what I'm going to do right now is just share my screen so we can go through the all of the different categories. Give me 1 second. And we're going to view, everything is available on the website right now. So loawards.com is the website. As I've mentioned, it opens July 1st. So we're just going to go into the categories. Sorry. It'd be good if I press the right ones. All right. So after I go through all the category changes, I'll look at the Q&A area, and then we'll go through any questions you have regarding the changes and how they will affect your entries. So construction, the biggest change to construction is the Special Interest Construction Award. So this area is going to be used now specifically for those questions where I have this big, massive project, but only part of it I think is award worthy, or only part of it I want to enter into the awards. So this is where you're going to enter the special interest construction. So this is a focus on one specific area of the landscape project. It's a unique or unusual use of concepts and materials, and examples of hard or softscape. So entries are limited to this category only. and not the overall commercial residential construction categories. So if a full project is entered into the 250,000 to 500,000 category, you cannot enter just a cabana portion of that project into this category. You pick either the construction or the special interest construction, not both. The judges will have the right to move a project from the overall construction category to this one if they feel that the entire project overall is not an award winner, but one portion of it has been done exceptionally well, and they want to award that particular part an award. We've also made a big emphasis on the green stamp. So the green stamp award has been around for a few years, and we have awarded some green stamps in the past, but now the green stamp will be considered for every category. So the green stamp are projects that exemplify green practices, using quality construction, maintenance, design, sustainable landscapes, best practices such as permeable paving, native plantings, water conservation strategies, green roof technology, energy conservation strategies will be considered. We'd like people to include this information on how you've incorporated these practices in the project summary. So highlighting your sustainability efforts in your photos. So just use the project summary to highlight those areas that you really want the judges to know that you're eligible for a green stamp. So that is the biggest change in the construction categories. The landscape lighting category, we've changed that projects must have been completed no more than 4 years ago. This matches the construction category year as well, that's 4 years. We've also added a judge's score sheet. So you can now see exactly what the landscape lighting judges are looking for and how much those are worth in each. If I open it up in here, it might not show you, but you can go to the awards and actually view the entire judges sheet. So for marketing techniques, we normally just have the company website, but as we all know, social media is a big part of marketing for a lot of companies. So we've added a social media award, and this category is open to all industry sectors. And you want to use your social media handle for your project name, and judges will navigate through your social media account. So you can use your Instagram account, your Facebook account, even your Twitter account. And in the project summary, you should include what you're trying to achieve with your social media account and how it has helped your business. You'll want to submit 1 to 3 digital images as a sample from your account. Those will also be used on your plaque if you're a winner. And criteria that the judges are looking for are overall aesthetics, visuals and videos, clear and concise messaging, educational component, evidence of professional conduct, so safety, compliance, PPE. There are no specific changes to the maintenance program other than the Green Stamp Award will have a larger focus on maintenance projects entered. Interior plantscapes, there are no specific changes except for the Green Stamp. The landscape design category, there are some major changes to this. The reasoning behind the changes is that there is a big disconnect between the Landscape Ontario Awards of Excellence and the national awards. And at the moment, what LO is asking for in the design entries does not match what the national the CNLA awards are looking for. So our designers have not had the opportunity to compete in the national awards in the same way that maintenance and construction has. So these changes will be done over the next 3 years. So obviously we didn't want it, because there's such a big disconnect, we didn't want to go from one to the extreme without giving you the chance of a nice stable approach to it. So design entries will not be required a design board as for the past 2 years. Everything will be done online. The biggest changes is in the score sheet. So right now, the LO Awards puts a bigger emphasis on the overall design and a smaller emphasis on the technical design. And what we would like to do is match the national. So this year, right now, we have a mark of 50 out of 100 on our overall design, whereas national only has a mark of 30. And their technical is also worth 30, whereas ours is only worth 15. So over the next 3 years, we will be changing the score sheet to match directly with the national. So that will come into effect fully in 2024. So there will be a higher emphasis on the technical over instead of the overall design. Both are important, but there will be more needed. So this in red right here is a description of kind of what you're going to have to submit. So obviously project name, your statement of design intent, a detailed plant list. All of this was typical of past years as well. Indicate north and include city name for reference within the title block. Must include a full set of working drawings to scale, including construction details and grading plans. Drawings in color are strongly encouraged. If it is built, you can do before and after pictures. The judging will be based strictly on the design, but it's also helpful for the judges to actually see the design. If it is built, it's always a nice addition. Designs should comply with the building code and Canadian landscape standards. And if you click over here, you'll be able to go to the landscape standards webpage. And projects that include your company name will not be eligible for judging. So please ensure that your company name is not on the design when it's submitted. We will also be taking into effect the green stamp. So we'll be looking for projects that exemplify green practices. And just to note, there was a question about the square footage. What does that include? The square footage is the reference to the design area only. So landscape irrigation, we've changed that the projects must be completed no more than 4 years ago to match that of the irrigation or lighting and construction. We'll be looking for green stamp eligibility as well. And those are the changes. The Garden Center awards have not changed, except for the due date for entries is now moved from September 1st to October 1st. And then the Growers Awards have not changed either. They will not be going ahead this year as we will not be hosting the auction. They will resume in 2022. So I'm just going to stop sharing so I can see Q&A. And we can have some discussion on those changes if anybody has any. PDFs are accepted as part of the design submission. So you can upload those as a photo. If that, I'll double check with our IT to ensure that we do accept PDFs, because I know a lot of the software now you can save as a PDF, but I'll ensure that those PDFs can be accepted. Any other questions for the changes? As I mentioned, everything is online, so you can review the changes, you can review the score sheets that are supplied there. They're all linked for construction, maintenance, design, and the marketing techniques. Ron, I see your hand up. If you have a question, if you could type it into the Q&A portion, that would be great. So I'm just going to cover a bit about the online entry process. So the online will remain the same. It's locc.ca, and it will be linked on the main page of loawards.com as of July 1st. We've made some minor changes to the online form. Along with uploading photos, you can now upload video. So if you have drone footage or video footage that you think is necessary or will help the judges with your project, you are welcome to upload video. One of the things to consider, I know a lot of people have had issues with uploading large high-res photos. If you're uploading video, it does take a lot of bandwidth. So if your internet connection is not great, you will have some trouble uploading video, and it will take some time. So just keep that in mind when you're entering the awards and uploading your photos. You should have the best possible internet. So if your home internet isn't great, but your work internet is great, try doing the entry at work where the internet is better. It is the bandwidth, it's not our entry form. So just make sure that you keep that in mind, especially when you're uploading video, because they are such large files. One of the other things that you will be able to enter when you're online is, right now we ask for the designer's name for the construction awards. You can also enter in any suppliers that you would like to acknowledge, any subcontractors that you'd like to acknowledge, any photographers. We will be using this information, as you may have seen on the Landscape Ontario social media accounts. We have been highlighting some of the LO award winners, which is a great marketing for you and for us to show all these great award winners. And what our social media coordinator has done is contacted those award-winning companies and gathered that information. So any of the suppliers that you'd like to acknowledge, any of the subcontractors, any of the photographers, and that information will be used when we highlight you on our social media, so we can tag those people as well and give them the credit where credit's due. I think there was some questions. I'm just going to go. Rhonda, I think I've answered that question. Are you considered bringing in videos as part of the project submissions? Yes, we are currently working on that. It should be live as of July 1st. So you will be able to enter a max of 15 files. So that 15 will include video if you want, as well as photo. What is the max age of a project for submission? 4 years is the max age for construction. I believe design as well. We like to keep the projects as new as possible. So 4 years is the max for project entry. So we've discussed the changes. We've discussed the online process. Is there any other questions that people have? Oh, there's another one that comes through. For the lighting category, will a site visit be done to see, for example, wires are hidden, proper mounting? No, we don't do live site visits. So that brings up a good point. Photographs are extremely important when entering the Awards of Excellence program. We rely on those photos heavily, obviously, to judge the projects that come in. So a proper photography is necessary. We do not need you to hire a professional photographer. However, their photos are some of the best to judge because they are super clear, nice and high res. You can be disqualified if your photos are not clear, just because the judges don't have enough information based on those photos to accurately judge the project. So we do encourage very clear photos. We don't always want just photos of, the whole project. We would like close-ups. So, and particularly with lighting, landscape lighting, you need that perfect time of day to take the photos. And I know it's really hard to get, but if you take the photos too late, or if you take the photos too early, it doesn't give an accurate representation of the lighting. So we do zoom into photos as well. So our judging capabilities, the photo can be zoomed in quite clear, so we can see, where the wires are. We can see if the joints between the hardscape is too big. Like, we really zoom in and look at the details. So I really highly encourage you to take very good photos. And not, if you have an old phone, please don't take photos on your cell phone unless it's a really good phone, because they just don't come through clear enough. And like I said, you don't have to get a professional photographer. We just need really clear photos. So if they're grainy or if they are fuzzy, it could change, like it could affect your ability to win an award. Are you the go-to person for any future questions we may have? Yes, I am the awards coordinator. I will be, I am always around to answer any questions that you have. I know a lot of people wait to the last minute. I highly encourage you not to wait to the last minute to enter, just in case. But start planning now. The awards is a planning process. And I know that some companies, obviously some smaller companies, don't have dedicated staff to get those award projects in, but I do encourage you, it's not a quick and easy process. You need to have planning. You need to figure out when to get the photos in, taken at the best light. The construction needs, you want the plantings to be nice and full. So you really need to plan the time accordingly, but I am your go-to person. If you have any questions as to what category you should enter, or anything like that, you can reach me. We have a specific awards email. It's awards@landscapeontario.com. My name and email is also available on the awards website, but you can contact me directly with any questions you may have. Any other questions? Anything I haven't covered that somebody would like me to cover? What is the fee structure? So the fees for entering, there's 3 different fees. So the garden center entries are $75 each. The construction, maintenance, design, lighting, irrigation, interior plantscapes is $150. And to break that down, I know we've had some questions about why is it so expensive? Why is it $150 per entry? The Awards of Excellence program is not a moneymaker. Landscape Ontario does not make money off of the awards. All fees and sponsorship money that we do get goes back into the program. So it covers the cost of plaques, it covers the cost of the ceremony, and everything like that. So it is a break-even event, if not a money loss, but we do it because it's so important for the membership and for the association. So all of the fees, I assure you, go back into the awards program. Oh, thank you, Scott. There was one thing I did forget to mention is that in the past, we have had 3 top awards. Obviously, the Dunnington Grubb Award covers the highest scoring overall project in the construction categories. The Casey Van Maris Award covers the best execution of design in construction. And the Don Sullivan Award covers the top scoring project in maintenance. We have added a new top award for design. So this will be entitled the Neil Vanderkruk Award in Landscape Design, and that will be awarded to the top scoring project in landscape design. So that is new for this year. And just to give you some information on those top award winners, not only do you get the prestige of being the top award winner for the year, you also get a legacy video filmed the following year. So right now we are filming the legacy videos for the Dunnington Grub, the Casey Van Maris, and the Don Salavan from February's ceremony this year. So they will be highlighted next year's ceremony in 2022. So you get to use those videos as part of your marketing. You know, they're wonderful videos. I'm sure a lot of you have seen them. If not, they are highlighted on the Landscape Ontario YouTube channel. But those videos are shown for the first time at the ceremony, and then they are used on our website to promote the awards, but you also get to use it as part of your winning. So we look forward to those awards. Our producer does an amazing job. She goes on site, films the actual project. She sometimes interviews the homeowners if they're willing to be interviewed, and the contractors and designers that are involved in the project. Thanks, Haig. Does anybody have any further questions? If not, I will end the webinar, but feel free to reach out to me, like I said, at any time if you have any questions, if you're unsure what category you should enter. As you could see when I was scrolling through, there is a category for absolutely everything. So please take the time to review that page and look through at the different categories available and the breakdown between each of those. There's so many construction awards. One of the biggest question that we had is we don't do multi-million-dollar projects. Ours aren't that much. That's okay. We have an under $10,000 category for those smaller projects that aren't that don't cost as much. We want to see everything. So please feel free to review that page. Make sure that you really take a close look and see what your projects can be entered into. I'm just going to make sure there's no more questions. I want to thank you for joining us today. I think it's a great opportunity to share all this wonderful information. We will be reviewing the awards program on a yearly basis, just maybe not a full extensive review like we did this year, but we want to make sure that we keep it up to date and as valuable as possible to our members. So with that, I'm going to end the webinar, but again, you can reach me at awards@landscapeontario.com if you have any further questions. And I look forward to seeing all your entries starting July 1st. Bye.